Hi, I'm Dr. Mark, and I'm going to help you sing and perform more like the top artists around the world. I'm a professional voice teacher, performance coach, and opera stage director. I've helped thousands of singers around the world learn the techniques and methods that got the top singers to where they are. Let's talk about what makes Ed Sheeran's performance of I Don't Care live at Abbey Road so awesome. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
So you'll notice here at the start, he's just setting the tracks here, pedals, so he's getting these clips set down so they can keep looping. Most likely, again, I haven't watched this yet, so I'm excited to see where this goes. But we're seeing that happen. What's cool is he's not just rigid, standing there and pedal, playing. He's letting that be part of his process for getting into the song and feeling the emotions, getting his mind into the world of the words and the story he's telling to communicate. You can see it in his body, the beats there, the relaxation's there. He's keeping things loose. So he's being really smart and efficient with how he's using the time before he sings. It's a sign of a professional who has a long career ahead of them, because that's how we stay healthy, we stay strong, we have consistent, excellent performances free of tension and stress, is by building into our process ways to get rid of that stress, unwind it, get into the world of each song so that we're unique, we're in the moment, we're engaged, and we're focused. He's doing that here. It's really cool to watch that process unfold here. So awesome.
I'm at a party I don't wanna be at, and I don't ever wear a suit and tie. Wondering if I can sneak at the back. Nobody's even looking me in my eyes. Then you take my hand, finish my drink, say, shall we dance? Hell yeah, you know I...
Okay, few things. Here on the whoos, he's keeping that breath flow really consistent. He's keeping an ooh vowel in the back, which is getting this warmer, slightly softer sound. It's richer. He's still keeping that stretch forward so it doesn't get swallowed in the back, but it's a little bit breathier, lighter. And as he's going up, he's not pushing at it. He's just keeping those abs suspended, keeping the airflow moving through and not pressing at it. And that keeps it nice and easy. There's a temptation as we go up to want to clench and tight. Work into that, think ahead, so that as you start going up there, you're feeling more open, more free, like that air's just moving consistently all the way through it. You're not adding, you're not taking away, you're just keeping that line rolling. If you'll do that, then it'll help combat that tendency to want to get tight. And that ooh vowel is actually a really helpful one to try to keep that throat up there from wanting to grab and get tight. It just keeps it nice and aspirate on the aspirate side of things, so that air keeps moving and keeps flowing. The other thing you'll notice here is that he's keeping this jaw super relaxed. It's just so speech-like. It's open in back. It's open in the back in this oropharynx place, but from here forward, it's just super relaxed and comfortable. That's really important when he gets into the singing part, especially when there's so much text so fast. You've got to keep this jaw relaxed and let the tongue, teeth, and lips be right there to be able to say all those words without having to increase any tension. It just keeps it going all the way through there, and you can go faster and faster and faster, right? And that's what's going on here. that works because this space stays open even when this stays flexible and really speech-like. It just stays there the whole time, so he can keep the vocal mechanism as consistent as possible, so he's not having to change a bunch of things on any note or vowel. Those are staying relatively consistent and constant.
Love you, did I ever tell you? You make it better like that. Don't think I fit in at this party. Everyone's got so much to say. Yeah, I always feel like I'm nobody. Who wants to fit in anyway? 'Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby, yeah. All the bad things disappear. Yeah, you're making me feel like maybe I am somebody.
Notice that right and left shoulder? Are you seeing any tension in there? Any of that pulling up? Nope. It's staying nice in this down, relaxed, release position. His neck staying back. He's staying nice and lined up there. He's not hunching over his guitar. And that has so many great effects, both technically for the voice, but also for the audience. Versus, we feel like we're being invited into this confidence and into this moment of a strong person. Maybe vulnerable, but strong. It also keeps that voice lined up. If you can imagine, if you're going like this, it's essentially you're taking this tube here and bending it, right? It's like if you were to take a flute and bend it over your knee. It's just not going to be as efficient an instrument. It's not going to work quite as well. So getting this pipe lined up here, nice and straight and tall, so it can just let the sound come out, get shaped in this oropharynx, come out this little mouth, and get the vowel added on in the consonants. There we go. And that's what's happening here. He's just keeping it so speech-like that we're having a conversation. We're watching him talk to himself in this space. That's what we want to see. You can also see in this moment how engaged his face is in telling the story. That only happens if you have clear pictures in your mind of who you're talking about, who you're talking to, what you're wanting, what's going on, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're wanting. And that's what's going on here. He's taking the time and the energy and the effort to make that level of detail in the world of this song so he can live there and be there. And we see it.
Deal with the bad night when I'm with my baby, yeah. Cause I don't care, as long as you just hold me near. You can take me anywhere. Yeah, you're making me feel like I'm loved by somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. We're at a party.
You'll notice it's not hoo 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 with lazy lips. He's actually using this to open and extend both the sinus cavities, lift here, but also create a little megaphone here. So it keeps that sound forward. Otherwise it's going to start sounding and it starts sounding woofy and swallowed in the back. That's not what's happening here. So be wary of lazy lips, especially West Coast United States folks. Sometimes when we're in the South, wherever it happens to be, watch out for these lazy lips. Make sure that you're really using them to your advantage. And don't put stress in them, but also don't just let them go limp and loose. You actually have to use them to express yourself. And that's not just a matter of being intelligible with your diction, but it's also really crucial for keeping that voice stretched, open, and using all the colors and tools at your disposal.
We don't wanna be at, trying to talk but we can hear ourselves. Read your lips, I'd rather kiss them right back. With all these people all around, I'm crippled with anxiety when I'm told it's where I'm supposed to be. You know what? It's kinda crazy cause I really don't mind when you make it better like that. Don't think we fit in at this party.
Are you seeing him stop anywhere? Freeze? Stop the movement? No, the movement's like non-stop, right? He's like dancing the beat. Even the high notes, he's moving through them. He's doing stuff. It's never getting stuck and rigid. Now, it's tricky because if the music doesn't call for that kind of movement, we don't want to be moving all the time. That can be super distracting and fidgety. But if it belongs with the music of the song, the emotion, what you're expressing, and they're matching, then movement's really helpful. Now, say for the sake of argument that it is a slower song, it doesn't have this beat that's moving all the time, and that it is more still. You can still put some movement in there, some sways that keep that little bit of flexibility, even if it's so slight that the audience won't even see it. But this constant movement and flexibility in your body, your arms, your shoulders, wherever you carry tension, will help you release that tension. Try it today.
Everyone's got so much to say. Yeah. When we walked in, I said I'm sorry, but now I think that we should stay. 'Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby, yeah. All the bad things disappear. Yeah, you're making me feel like maybe I am somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. 'Cause I don't care as long as you just hold me near. You can take me anywhere. Yeah, you're making me feel like I'm loved by somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah.
So, content-wise, we're really staying focused and limiting what we're putting in here. We aren't saying B-roll. It's just one continuous clip focused just on him in the studio. What's cool is that even that they're not changing setting, we're monochromatic here, so we're really limited. They're still finding as many ways as they can within that to give us variety. He's doing his work and giving us a lot of variety with what we're hearing in our ears. We're hearing this growth and progression of texture in the instruments and in the singing and the voices and what's going on there. He's also giving us visual interest with what he's doing expressive-wise and body movement-wise, though still really limited because he's kind of tied into where these mics are. But you'll notice that even if you aren't paying attention, that there's something going on with the lights where the lights are kind of constantly shifting. It almost seems like there's a siren type light going around. And that's giving us visual interest in the space that has all these different angles and gives us different shadows and highlights, both on the architecture around him, but also on himself, right? We see this kind of halo glow through his light hair, and then we hit it from the front, and we get all these kind of different textures and gradients within that provide a lot of visual interest. We also have visual interest by zooming in, by doing this kind of circuit around him and giving us different angles. That variety is crucial. So it's just fine to really limit or have limited resources or focus or not have things be super elaborate. There's plenty of ways. There's millions, innumerable ways to create visual variety and interest with whatever you do have. The key is making sure that it matches what's going on with music. And you'll notice here that we're getting more and more visual interest and more action, more and more going on as the intensity of the song increases. And so it works, and it's interesting, and we stay engaged. Even with a limited number of colors and subject matter, it's all very limited that way, but still really engaging because of everything else that they've done to balance that out.
I don't like nobody but you, Sly. You're the only one here. I don't like nobody but you, baby. I don't care. I don't like nobody but you. I hate everyone here. I don't like nobody but you, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't like nobody but you, Sly. You're the only one here. I don't like nobody but you, baby. I don't care. I don't like nobody but you. I hate everyone here. I don't like nobody but you, baby. Yeah, 'cause I don't care.
Okay, so the other thing I want to point out here is a lot of the challenge when we have performers getting up and they get in a studio type of performance, or they get in a live performance or in front of different audiences, their performance changes and gets affected, and often in a negative way. They don't know what to do. Well, what's the right thing to do in this situation? The right thing to do in any situation, when you're in the studio and no one's watching, or you're being in front of a huge live audience, or you're being videoed right in your face, is to ignore all of that and to live in the world of the song. Who are you? Who's the person saying these words? Who are they saying them to? What do they want? What's keeping them from getting what they want? Where are they? When are they? All those important context informations live there. Let that be what's going through your brain. It's really important that you practice that and practice that on your own when no one's watching. Get that super crystal clear. Get it as emotionally potent as possible so that when you are put in a stressful, anxiety-producing situation, that you can go to that world, your mind, your body remembers it, and can block out whatever's producing the anxiety and live in that moment. then you can go anywhere and perform anything and still engage your audience. Here, he's closing his eyes. He's clearly picturing and living in the world of this song, meaning there's someone specific he's thinking about in his brain, emotions going on, thoughts, feelings, and that's crucial. If you've ever been in a recording studio, you know that that's often, for many people at least, I know it is for me, a very stressful situation. All of a sudden, stuff that was easy becomes really, really hard because you're pushing the record button. I don't know what it is that makes it so hard, but psychologically, it is so challenging. And so this, of all moments, is the moment to stay engaged in the character, in the story, in the communication expressive, because that is what will carry the song across the recording for years and years and years and years and years. If it's not there, it just won't have the same effect. It's absolutely crucial. So practice it now. When you get in those situations, shut off your brain that's telling you, well, what's the right thing? What should I be doing? What do they want? What does this person want? What am I supposed to be doing with this note and that note? Just shut that all out. You should have, if you're in the performance of any kind, already have done the work to learn the notes, words, rhythms, and the backstory, the context of what you're singing. So just trust in that, live in that world, and be as expressive and let your body show as much of that as you possibly can. And you're going to find that that's going to unlock a lot of that anxiety, that tension, that stress, and unlock your voice and free your body and consequently really engage your audience.
When I'm with my baby, yeah, all the bad things disappear. Yeah, you're making me feel like maybe I am somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. Cause I don't care, long as you just hold me near. You can take me anywhere. You're making me feel like I'm loved by somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. I don't like nobody but I don't like nobody but you. Like you're the only one here. I don't like nobody but you, baby. I don't care. I don't like nobody but you.
Changing context and color,
I don't like nobody
texture.
But you, baby, yeah.
Love it. Love how that all worked together in a way that's so expressive. Gives us this nice arc of a story. It increases and builds and then it tapers off there. Love it. One of the things that I think is so amazing and I think is the real tell of a superior artist is if they make you forget that they're singing and that they're performing, and they get you thinking your own thoughts, feelings, memories, emotions, and thinking about things that matter. Not just, oh, that's a cool tune, I liked it, it made me feel this way, but it actually makes you think about life and engage in a newer, deeper way. When I'm listening to this, it makes me think about how I'm making the people around me feel, right? Am I showing and telling and making the people around me feel like they matter? Like I really care about who they are, not just what they can do for me or do for a situation, but just them as an individual. Are they important? That's what made me think about it. And I'm in the middle of doing this reaction video, and I know people are watching and they're going to see this for who knows how long. And still, it shut all that out and made me think about that. To me, that's awesome. That's why we do this. We do this to move people, to change people, to make people feel new thoughts, new emotions, and hopefully, ideally, make the world a better place. It sounds so kitschy, make the world a better place through music, but it's true, and I believe it, and I believe we can. And I hope that you trust yourself, that you can make that music if you give yourself the permission, freedom, stop judging yourself, just get out there and sing and perform and share with the world around you. If you want help in doing that, please reach out to me. I'd love to work with you online. You can find me at mrperformingartstudio.com. You can find me at wizio.com. Wizio lets you just shoot short video or audio clip or whatever you want to send to me and get a quick feedback. You can sign up for a lesson. I'd love to work with you. Or I'd love to come out and consult with you or your group to help you build this entire experience and really move the audience in a way that they won't forget and that will keep them coming back performance after performance, year after year. Hope to see you next time. Change the world around you. Make it a better place. See you next time.